All right. Hello, and today's class is going to be all about balancing and activating the mind and the body. So maybe the best time to practice this could be in the morning. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter practice, just kind of get the blood flowing and get us ready for the day. If you have a really thick book or a block or something like that, that would be great to have to help you out. We're gonna start. You can even sit underneath it for right now. Just kind of to get your knees a little bit lower than your hips. And we're gonna start sitting right here and just kind of observing our breath. If we are doing this practice in the morning, we're probably still a little bit sleepy. So we're gonna close our eyes here, trying not to fall asleep. We're gonna start observing our breath. Now each time we inhale, bringing our belly out just a little bit more, and then exhale, bring our navel all the way to the back. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then here we're gonna start using our Ujjayi breathing. Again, remember, this is when it's like you're fogging up a mirror. But then you close your mouth and you still hear that sound, so it's inhale, exhale with that Ujjayi breathing. Okay. We're gonna start moving our neck a little bit from side to side, just kind of warming it up. If this is the first thing that we're doing in the morning, our body is going to be a little bit slow in getting activated. So it might hurt when we're first bending over. Our spine might hurt a little bit, so we have to do very soft, subtle movements before we get into it. Always using your breathing. Good. And then bringing your hands kind of over your head, moving your wrists at the same time. As you inhale and then exhale, come down, moving those wrists again. One more time, inhale and exhale. We're going to move our torso a little bit, so bringing our hands on our knees. We inhale, come back a little bit, exhale, kind of in a circular motion, coming around. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and then change directions. Come to the middle. Since today's class is going to be mostly focusing on balance, we're going to start activating the points of our feet. So you can hold one of your feet, kind of holding it like a little baby. And then first you're going to start moving your ankles around. And then the other direction. And then just gently with your thumb and your fingers, you're going to start pressing in your feet, giving yourself a nice little massage. Okay, so we're going to start with our right foot and just giving a nice little massage, just activating all the points of your feet. Okay, so you can feel them all in your toes, maybe just waking up your foot a little bit here. and then come to the other one. So we're gonna hold our left one a little bit, start moving around our ankles in circular motion, and then the other way. And then start giving our foot a nice little massage. Going through each part of your foot, from your big toe to your smallest toe to just your whole foot, your heel, everything. All right. And then when you're ready, you're gonna take, if you put a block or something underneath, you're gonna take it away right now. And we're gonna start over here in tabletop. And we're gonna do a nice little flow, so making sure your feet are nice and flat on the floor here. Wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and a nice flat tabletop here. We're gonna inhale coming into our cat, our cow, and then exhale coming into our cat. One more. And then exhale. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Kind of doing it at a moderate rhythm, so not too slow, not too fast. Starting to wake up that spine. And then now each time just kind of moving a little bit faster, waking up that spine. Good. And then from here, just doing like a nice little circular motion. So it's a little more of an active, playful cat-cow. Just moving around a little bit. Just waking our body up. And then stop in the middle. Okay. From here, we're going to squeeze our shoulders together. And it's like when we usually go into chaturanga, but right now we're just gonna be on our knees. So we're just gonna squeeze our knees together and try to bring our upper body down to the floor. And then we inhale coming into cobra. And then exhale coming into child's pose. And then we inhale, having an arch in our back coming into cat. And then again, exhale, squeezing our elbows together, coming to the floor. Inhale, coming into a cobra. Exhale, coming into downward or into a child's pose. Right, so you're gonna keep doing this a little bit. It's like a nice little flow, just continuous. You don't stop at every movement. But you do inhale and exhale through each pose. So inhale cat. Exhale half chaturanga. Inhale cobra. Exhale child's. And stay here. You can keep your knees apart or together, whatever you need today. And then inhale, coming to tabletop, tucking in your toes. Exhale, coming into our first downward dog. Now, since it is the morning, maybe if you're doing this in the morning and you came into downward dog, it might be very difficult for your hamstrings as they're still waking up. So here you're going to stay on your knees a little bit more and just push your tailbone all the way up to the top so that your tailbone is really, really high. Your spine is nice and straight. Your head down low. And then from here, you can just start pedaling a little bit to get your legs activated. Good. And then stay where you are for 3 deep breaths. And then slowly walk your way to the front of the mat. And then here, You can hold on to your opposite elbow in a ragdoll and just sway from side to side. Slowly, as we're still waking up our body. And when you're ready, bring your hands right underneath your feet. Okay, and Padahastasana right here. Because this is gonna also work your balance a little bit. So it's not just forward bend, it's actually keeping your palms right underneath your feet. With your head down and heavy, keep trying to pull yourself so you're stretching your back while at the same time still keeping your hands underneath. Good. Slowly bring your hands back out. And then you're going to make your way all the way vertebrae by vertebrae, head being the last to lift, all the way up. Arms coming up above you. And then palms together into Samasthiti. Good. We're going to do a couple of rounds of sun salutations, variation B. So that means with the chair pose. Each pose is either an inhale or an exhale. Okay, so we're going to start in Samasthiti. And as we inhale, we come into a chair pose, so bending our legs, but then we can still see our toes. We don't want our tailbone out, but we want a nice and neutral torso right here. Okay, lower back like this. And then palms or arms coming up straight above us. Make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes because your knees are in the way, just shift your knees back a little bit. Good. Palms together, exhale, coming down to forward bend. Uttanasana. Inhale, coming into a flat back. You can have your hands on your shins or on the floor if you can reach. And then from here, you can walk your way. Yeah, walk your way to Chaturanga. You can be on your knees to come down or start in a plank, come on your toes, and then exhale, coming down to the floor. We're gonna come in an upward facing dog and then roll our way up into downward facing dog. We'll bring our right leg in between our hands. Our left leg, our left foot is on the mat, coming into a warrior one, like this. And then exhale, bring our hands down. Bring our right leg back and coming into a Chaturanga again. Inhale in an upward dog. Exhale in downward dog. Stay here for 3 deep breaths. Remember, tailbone comes really high up. You want to really feel your spine stretching here. Your shoulders down. They're not squeezed, they're not close to your ears. And then bring your left leg in between your hands, coming into a warrior one on this side. Exhale, bring your palms down, and bring your right leg to meet your left in a forward bend. And then inhale, coming into our chair pose. Exhale, palms together, coming into Samasthiti. Let's do another round of that. First, we're going to stay here to observe our breath. Maybe we'll feel a little bit of a fire in our body. Really warming up our body right here. Waking it up. Usually the best time to do the sun salutations is actually really early in the morning. It's when we get all of our energy moving around. And we're going to start. Inhale, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Palms together, exhale, coming into forward bend, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward, flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, coming into a Chaturanga. Inhale, coming into an upward dog. Exhale, coming into a downward dog. Inhale, bringing our left leg in between our hands, coming into our warrior one. Exhale, bring those palms back down to the floor. Bring your left leg back, coming into a Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward dog, Adho Mukha. And then we're going to stay here again for 3 breaths. Inhale, bringing our right leg in between our hands, coming into Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Exhale, palms back down. Bring your left leg to meet your right. Uttanasana, all the way down. Inhale, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, palms together, Samasthiti. Good. And then the last one more. This time we're going to do a little bit of a variation. So we're starting our standing poses. Inhale, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, bringing palms together. Here, if you want, you can use a block. I'll show you how that would be. So bringing palms together. Exhale, bringing your arms, I'm going to show you this way, so that your left elbow comes to the outside of your right knee. Now you want to make sure that your knees are still in the same angle, that one isn't pushed back, okay? So you want to make sure that you're trying to push your left just a little bit backwards so that you have both of them at an equal angle here, all right? So left elbow to outside of right knee. If you have the block, this way you can really hold on to it to open up your chest and your shoulders. You want to have your hands right at your chest, your elbow backwards, and trying to look backwards. Stay here. And if you do it without, because you don't need it or you don't have it, it's completely fine. And then here is the tricky part. So you can try and do this, where you stay on your right foot, keeping it activated, and slowly bringing your left behind you. Here you can come down on your knee, or you can just stay in this high lunge. If you want to practice your balance, maybe you want to stay with your knees still in the air and not on the mat. Good. Exhale, bring your hands down. Okay. And then inhale, lift your back leg up, your right leg, into a 3-limb downward dog. Exhale, bring it between your hands again. And then coming into warrior two. So I'll do it this way so you can see it. You want to make sure your right leg is bent at a 90-degree angle, looking forward. And then your left leg is kind of facing the camera, keeping a nice squared off hips to the front, just like this. From here, we're going to exhale and bring our right arm down, and you can have a block again and bring it to the outside of your right leg. Bring your hand down there. Good. Keep that leg nice and bent in that 90 degree. Inhale, bring your left hand to your left hip. And start opening up your shoulders so that you're almost looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, lift up your left arm. And then if you want, exhale, bring that left arm forward and look through your fingers, feeling that nice side stretch. Or you can just stay here. And then slowly, step by step again, bringing it up, bringing the right arm to your hip as well, slowly lifting up, straightening out your right leg, bringing your arms up again, and then from here, you're gonna come down into an Uttita Trikonasana, a triangle pose. You can, again, keep your block here, but this time on the inside of your foot, or hold onto your ankle or your foot. Good, bring your left leg to your left hip, slowly lift up. Now, bring your back foot to face the front, just like this, and then you're gonna start bending your right leg. You'll bring your hands into prayer, and you'll focus on one point in front of you. We're gonna come into Warrior 3. Slowly, you're gonna start walking your back leg just a little bit, and then on an inhale and with an impulse, you're gonna lift yourself up. Slowly, focusing on a point in front of you. With your back foot, your toes should be pointing towards the floor, and coming into that Warrior 3. If you have a chair in front of you to hold on to, you can do that. Because maybe you don't want to work on your balance, maybe you just want to try and straighten out your back. And then gently exhale and come back. We're going to come into our Warrior 2, and then we'll do the other side. So you are actually here in Warrior 2, right? So now you're going to bring your hands back, down into low lunge. Bring your left leg to meet your right. And we're starting again in chair pose, right? Let's see how much time we have. Good. So we're in chair pose. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. If you want to use your block, you can. We're in chair. Bring our palms together. And now our right elbow comes to the outside of our left knee. Right? So like this. And again, if you want to have your block to help you, and if not, keep it to the side. Here, if you want to work on your balance, focus on one point in front of you, and then slowly bringing your right foot all the way back into a low lunge. And if this is too much, come on your knee. Making sure, again, that your palms are right to your chest. Okay, so you're here. Your palms are really right to your chest. Good. Exhale, bring your palms down. Inhale, lift your left leg up into a three-legged downward dog. And then exhale, bring it again between your hands. We're gonna come into our Warrior 2. Now, if you have a block, it's going to be a good time to have it here again on the outside of your left foot. And then you're slowly going to bring your left hand to that block. Bring your right hand to your right hip and start opening up your chest. Inhaling, lifting up your right arm. Maybe looking in between your hands. You want to make sure that there's a nice straight line between my arms right here. Okay, and then if you want, and you're ready, exhale, bringing that right arm over the head in an extended side angle. Then, slowly, step by step, bringing it back. And then bringing your left hand to your hip, lifting yourself up. Straightening out your left leg, we're gonna come into an extended triangle. So maybe squaring off our hips just a little bit more here. Bringing our arms out and then exhaling, left hand to left ankle or foot or shin, wherever you can reach. And right arm up. And then maybe you can look over your right arm. And then bringing that right arm back up. Slowly coming up again into a warrior two. And then starting to face forward, squaring off those hips, bringing your palms to your chest. And then slowly you're going to start bringing your back foot up a little bit more. Focus on one thing in front of you. I'm going to do it here so I have some space. Focusing on one thing in front of you. You're going to inhale, and on an impulse, lift your back leg off the floor, keeping it activated. Feeling like your left foot is rooting into your mat. One more breath. And then exhale, gently coming down. Okay. Bringing our legs together, coming into Samastiti. From here, okay, we're gonna do one more thing, a balancing pose. Getting both of our hemispheres of our brain kind of working together, getting all of our joints to move. We're gonna come into a chair pose as we inhale. As we exhale, we bring our left arm down and then our right arm over. We intertwine them and we try to get our palms to touch in front of us. From here, slowly, bringing up our left leg and crossing it over our right. If we've got this, and it's okay if you're like this, if you aren't able to wrap your whole foot around, that's okay. And then slowly bringing your torso so that it's parallel to the floor. And staying here. Breathing, deep breaths. On an inhale, straighten up your torso just a little bit. Good. On an exhale, bring your arms back. And then slowly bring your left foot all the way behind you. Maybe you fall out of balance. Try to keep it behind you. And then slowly back down to Samastiti. We're going to try the same thing on the other side. Inhale, coming into chair pose. Exhale, right arm underneath, left arm over. Again, intertwining our arms, bringing our hands so that our shoulders are nice and squared off and back. Then inhale, lifting up our right leg and crossing it over our left. Notice the difference in the balance on this side. It could be very different. If you're ready, exhale, bringing your torso parallel to the floor. And then inhale, lifting up your torso just a little bit. Bringing your arms into so that your palms can touch. And then slowly from here, bringing your right leg backwards, behind you. Maybe coming into that warrior three. And slowly release, coming into Samastiti. Okay, shake out your legs just a little bit. We're gonna inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together all the way down. We're gonna do one vinyasa. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Good. From here, from downward dog, we're gonna inhale. Maybe walk our hands just a little bit further out. Exhale, come into a plank. Inhale, come back up to a downward dog. Exhale, come into a plank. From here, you keep your left hand down and move your body to a side plank. You can bring your left knee down on the floor and just do this. Okay, and bring your back foot leg kind of behind you, horizontally, just like that. Or you can keep both legs off the floor and do a side plank this way. Or you can play with it and bring your right leg maybe in like a tree pose. Exhale, release. Come, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So now on our right side, again, if you want our right leg down, or just a regular side plank, or maybe you want to do a fancy variation. Maybe lifting up our right arm. A left arm. And then releasing, coming into downward dog. And then slowly coming down into child's pose. And observing our breath. And then from here, we're going to come into hero's pose, right up like that, and you're going to observe your breath there. All right, almost finished. You're going to lift up your arms, and then kind of sit on your right side with your feet behind you on your left side. You'll bring your right arm to your left arm to the outside of your right thigh, and then maybe this hand, the back hand, can wrap around. And just do a nice little stretch this way. Catching our breath. It was an intense workout. And then coming back to the side. And then we'll bring our we're going to sit on our left side a little bit with our feet out on the right. And then we'll lift up our right arm, bring it to the outside of our left side. And wrapping our left arm maybe behind us if we can. And release. Coming up on our knees, we're going to lift up our arms up above us, look in between our hands, and then palms together, coming all the way down into a child's pose with our arms to our side. Then we're going to make like a circular motion and swing them all the way up again. Palms together, coming all the way down. One more, all the way up, inhaling. Exhaling, coming all the way down. And then bringing yourself back up into hero's pose. We're going to do one energizing breath here, pranayama, to kind of end this energizing class. And then you can go about your day. So extend, this is going to look a little funny, but extend all your fingers, put them on your shins. And this is the lion's breath. So when you inhale deeply. And when you exhale, your eyes pop out and your tongue opens up completely. Like your mouth opens up like you have the biggest smile on your face and your tongue just comes out, right? So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale, exhale. Palms together. Maybe to your third eye. Bow down, namaste. Thank you for joining me. This is just a short practice that maybe you can do to warm yourself up during the day. I wouldn't recommend doing this before going to bed because this is going to give you a lot of energy. And before going to bed, you want to do something that's a little bit slower, and that'll be my next video.